to talk about something that I wanted to discuss real quick. Good attrition. What is such a thing as good attrition? There's no such thing as good attrition. But if you think about it, when you hire so many people, a whole bunch of people, like some of these big tech companies did, for every 5 employees that you bring in, there's always going to be a 1 or 2 that just doesn't live up to the expectation, right? Well, Microsoft is saying, and they're talking to their managers, with these layoffs, this is a good opportunity for us to push out underperforming employees. Some of you have quiet quitted, just doing the basic minimum. These companies are like, time for you to go. These managers in these companies were asked to identify employees for exits who would otherwise be put on performance coaching. If you're struggling in your role, you're working for some of these big companies, you may be on your way out the door. If you're struggling in your role and you're not working for a big company, you may be on your way out the door. If you want to fix it, you need to book a coaching session. Book a coaching session with Black Heights. www.blkheights.com. Black Heights Coaching has helped a lot of people to advance their career, to shape up, to make more money. Book a coaching session. But some managers were asked to identify employees for exits who would otherwise be put on performance coaching. If you have been put on a PIP, more than likely you're going to be laid off. Microsoft spokesman Frank X. Shaw said performance-based exits might be something a team or a manager is doing, but it's not a company-wide guidance or strategy. Some managers have been asked to nominate employees for exit in January, February, and March, the person said. The timing aligns with Microsoft's stated plans to cut employees through its fiscal third quarter, which ends in March. The layoffs will help Microsoft accelerate performance management for employees the company deems good attrition. They're calling it good attrition. We talked about this before. We talked about the quiet quitting, all the people who were collecting paychecks, going on YouTube and TikTok talking about how much money they were making in tech and doing the basic minimum. These guys are out looking for a new role right now. And more than likely what's going to happen is they're going to find one. They're going to find one. And I think what will also happen is that a lot of people won't put a lot of weight working for these big tech companies anymore, at least in the short term, because they will hire and hire and hire and suck up all the top talent. And they could do that because of the brand, perks, and so forth. And then when things aren't looking as good, they're the first ones to lay people off. Why not work for a company that's smaller, where you can feel value, you can do more, you can grow more, you can make more money, you can have a sense of purpose? Consider that, guys. Consider that. All right, we're going to talk about one other topic here. Software CEO says it's kind of excited about an upcoming recession for these 4 reasons. This is big because we've discussed when there's economic downturn, what ends up happening is there's opportunities for companies to be creative. And during the economic recession, what do you typically see? You see new companies being born. So there's going to be a huge opportunity for startups to be born. Mass layoffs of all these people in tech who's had an opportunity to taste how these big companies are working. They're like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be laid off anymore. I want to take the bull by the horns and run my own company and build my own company. I work with some of the smartest people who've been laid off as well and said, let's go into business together.
What's up, Ladder Climbers? This is Antoine Wade. I wanted to interrupt this video to talk to you guys about Course Careers. Course Careers is the place that you guys need to go if you have a high interest into tech sales. They will help you gain the skills that you need so that you can enter the tech sales world to make a whole bunch of money. Tech sales salaries early on is about $60,000, guys. That's a good salary. And with OTEs, you can make anywhere from $85,000 to $90,000. If you have an interest in tech sales, check out Course Careers, link in the description. And don't forget to use Antoine50 so that you can get a $50 discount off of Course Careers. See you guys in tech sales.
A potential for startup boom. Prince predicted that mass layoffs and hiring freezes might force driven and ambitious people to get creative with their careers. I think you will see a really interesting crop of new cool startups get built out of this time by people who right in the particular minute are freaked out and scared. Not quite sure what they're going to do because the path they're on didn't work out. Prince pointed out to his own company, Cloudflare, which is born out of the 2008 recession. Check it out. If a recession happens, more startups. All these layoffs, believe me, that's going to create some startups. You're looking to get into tech? That's another opportunity for you to work at a startup, to do more. It might be a good time to invest. Prince says big money investors tightening their purse strings for a fear of a recession could create an investment opportunity for others. All the VCs are pulling back and capital is getting pulled out of the market. This is definitely a time you want to invest. Whether that's someone who's investing in a new venture or whether that's us making sure that we look across our team and say, okay, we know who the people that are great, where we can put them, where we can pay them more. You can invest in employees. You can invest into companies and so forth. This is an opportunity, another opportunity for companies to become more efficient, they're saying. A lot of these companies that were hiring all these people, I'm going to tell you like this, were they any more efficient? Probably not. Probably not. Now companies are saying we're going to let go of these people. We need to get back to the basics. You saw Twitter doing that. Let's get back to the basics. Let's let go of a lot of these people that were overweight. Let's make our processes more efficient. And the last thing is, people believe that the strongest talent are hired during a recession, or the strongest talent are recognized during a recession as well too. As has happened to me, we've got quietly hired. Well, if you take on more, you get paid more. You are given opportunities to bring in other people to help you out. Your talent is being recognized. When you do get an opportunity to bring in people, you're going to vet them very well. The Cloudflare CEO says, Prince pointed out that CEOs of some of the biggest tech companies started in lower roles as those companies during the economic downturns, including the current CEO of Apple, Google, and Microsoft. They were in lower roles, but they rose up the ranks by taking on additional responsibilities. Look at Cloudflare, and we're about 3,500 employees, but the people we're hiring today are going to be the people who, when someday I've decided to retire, which is still a long ways out, will be able to run the company. They look for those people who are bought in. They look for those people who are a great company culture fit. They look for those people who are going to ask for more and do more. So it's not all bad, guys. It's not all bad.